Hi guys, this is Toasty. Another speed build video from me. Yay! And this time is really quite quick since the last one, and I haven't probably because to do is I have a holiday, so I have time right now to do more speed builds. Yay! I don't know how this is going to last. Probably not a lot. Wow. Anyway, this build is I'm still in the quite a traditional vibe. So this build is quite traditional, I would think, and it's all brick builds, and it just looks like something that I see in my neighborhoods. Not exactly my neighborhood, but just from places near where I live. And yeah, I see quite a lot of these brick builds. And yeah, just wanted to do something quite nice and homey looking, probably a little bit of old world charm to it, but not too expensive looking also. I don't want to have it look heavily modified, etc. So it would just look like a really old family house. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'm in a kind of holiday right now, so probably expect to see a few more builds. But yeah, I've been away for a few days with the family. We went and visited Bath, and Bath, for those people who don't, well, not familiar with UK, Bath is it's pretty famous place in UK, and I think it's in England. It's borderline Wales. So it's like the borderline, it's border to Wales. It's close, pretty close to Bristol, I think. And I don't think it's actually in Wales. I actually need to check the map. No, it's definitely not in Wales. Now I kind of like in my mind's eye have been looking, I've been thinking about geography. I'm not actually really that good with geography, but I don't think it's in Wales, but it's borderline Wales. It's border to Wales. Bath, it's really cool. Bath is it's famous for its Roman history. So back when Rome invaded UK, England, back Britain, whatever. Not actually sure what it's called back in the day. Britain, is it what was it called? Anyway, but back when Rome invaded blah blah and set up a settlement, they they didn't found the town of Bath. It used and Celtic tribes, and the natives there, they already founded the place about like probably 600 years before the Roman came along. But Roman came along, had a look at it. It's very special because it has a natural hot spring, and it's the only one in UK that has a natural hot spring. It's really rare. It's not so rare in places like Iceland and Japan when they have natural hot spring, because they are natural hot spring occurs when you're it's really close to tectonic plates. So when you tectonic plates kind of like meeting together. So if you get some place that has high risk of earthquake zones, etc., or volcanoes, it's more likely to get like hot springs and tectonic plates. But in UK, England, island nation, whatever that we are, we don't get that often because we don't sit in any tectonic plate. So yeah, it's quite rare. It's really rare. So when the Roman came along and saw this, and they were like, oh my god, this must be some sort of divine provocation or whatever, and they kind of set up a hot bath on top of it. So they have forums and a bath on top of the natural hot spring and made it into Bath. I think they called it the settlement, the Roman settlement was called Aquas Sulis. I think I probably pronounce it wrong. something. I think Sulis was a goddess in was it Celtic goddess, and then Roman came along, found this, and they used the Roman religion. I think they love incorporating like tribes and the places they conquer, and they incorporate like in the area when they have these deities, and they use it into their religion. So the Roman religion is quite flexible in that way, I guess. So they just use Sulis and Sunes Minerva, and they just created this goddess. Well, they didn't exactly create it, but it's kind of founded in kind of like this goddess, and it's all about healing and sort of natural kind of so yeah, we went there and then stayed there for a few days. It's really cool. I've been to Bath like eons ago when I was really little, and I remember quite distinctly of the Bath, like the section that actually has the Roman bath. I keep telling Bath, the place is called Bath, but yes, it's also they have the Roman bath inside Bath. It's really confusing. I wish they just called it Aqua Sulis like the Romans did back in the days, and then it not be that confusing. But yeah, but it is. But yeah, I went there and they have this bath museum where they still have the Roman bath section, but there's also parts of it that's still under the ground, so they didn't. Well, throughout the years, people always knew there was a bath there, even though like 1,000 years afterwards, and etc. Blah blah blah, and then they built on top of it and renovated a lot. But so far, what we have is pretty cool. So yeah, it was a good trip. I talk a lot about Bath and nothing about the build. But yeah, but this building, like, it's not really that exciting, so I don't think there's much to talk about. But you can just look at the build. It's quite self-explanatory, kind of old world, wooden structure. Not so wooden structure, brick structure. What am I talking about? Wooden windows, brick structure. Yeah, but yeah, we stayed in this hotel. I wouldn't call it hotel. It's more like a bed and breakfast, B&B, but it's pretty cool because it's like traditional English townhouse style. So it has sash windows. It has its charm. Probably not great that I had to stay in. It's probably not a great idea to stay in like near Christmas, in the middle of the winter, because sash windows are notoriously not great with insulation. So it got a bit cold at night, but I'm not too bothered because I had like the heating works, so that's fine. But it was a bit noisy, to be honest. But it has a very good view. Our view was directly to this garden, very gorgeous garden that won a lot of different awards, and it's right next to the river. So we had spectacular view. So I guess we can. Well, it's sort of like give and take, isn't it? You give a bit of noise pollution and a bit of cold, but you get to see a great view, so that's good. So yeah, we went to Bath, and the city-wise, it's really beautiful city because it sits in a, I think it has gradation in the city. It might not be like, if you get places like London, because I live in London, so you're really used to like flat everywhere. It's just base flatness. Well, you get a few hills here and there, but it's never really dramatic. So you go to places like Bath and Hastings when you have dramatic like drops of height differentiation. It looks great. There was this one particular view when you have the river. Is it canal or river? I'm actually not 100% sure if it's a canal or a river, because there's so many canals in England, so you kind of like get used to like it's probably not a river, maybe a canal. But anyway, I think no, it's definitely river. What am I talking about? It's River Avon. I'm stupid. Anyway, it's the River Avon, and you look at the bridge, and you look upwards, and you see gradation of buildings are building up, and you can just imagine back in like medieval time or whatever, you have the lord of the land, and he lives in a castle on top of the hill, and if you want to fight you want to like, I don't know, invade him, you have to go through this whole like going up, and then they can probably kill you with arrows and boulders. It's a strategic, what I'm trying to say, it's a strategic placement. It's like a natural hill defensiveness to it. It just looks like Lord of the Rings, like the Two Towers, like that battle thing in Two Towers. I just had that sense of like, oh my god, it looks like a painting / a Lord of the Rings movie. So I love that. The idea of that. even though people who visit London, they look at it and say, oh, this is such a historic place, it's very historic looking, blah blah blah. But London, it's not that, in my mind, it's not that mystical looking. It might be old and ancient, and it has a lot of different like lovely architectures, but it doesn't strike me as fantasy looking. And Bath has that air of fantasy, not so much city center, but definitely if you go towards the Royal Crescent, they have this really famous bit of building that's like in a half moon shape, and these town buildings are built in the half moon kind of shape. Look, I don't know, look it up. It's really hard to describe it. It's called the Royal Crescent. I really like that. That bit of I think we visited last time we were there as well. It was just really, I don't know. My dad is really into that building. Every time he's like, oh, we need to look at the Royal Crescent. I don't know why, but he really likes it. So yeah, we went, and it was quite a big hike up the hill, but it was good because the air is really clean and it's a lovely city. It's definitely less people, but not so much after Boxing Day. It was not so much like there's people everywhere. But the day before that we went, oh no, we went on Boxing Day, and I think it was the day after Boxing Day when everyone just came to town and start shopping, because Bath is quite a big place. So if you live in the villages like next door to it and you want to visit Bath, you definitely would want to go to Bath for the shopping like and stuff. Yeah, what's the next biggest place from Bath? It's Bristol. Yeah. But also, what I was going to say, yeah, we visited, on the last day we were there, we visited this like eating place called Sally's Loon, I think. Sally Loons. And it's a kind of like a eatery, historic eating place, but it has really historic recipe. They have this like special bun that they sell. It's kind of like a bread, but it's not really, it tastes cake like bread. It's really fluffy and light, but it's huge. It's the size of, almost the size of my face, I think. But it's such a nice bun. We were kind of skeptical. It was like huge. Well, it's the place, it's in a building that's built in the 1460s, I think. 1400s definitely, and it's probably the oldest building in Bath that's still standing. Obviously there are older buildings underneath it, like the Roman baths, etc. That was like 2000 plus years ago, but that 1416 building is probably the one that's kind of like standing still, still there, functional. It's really, and so we went in there and had eat there. Sally Loons was founded in the 1680s, I think. It was from Sally. Well, her surname wasn't Loon because she was French, and she moved over to Bath because in the 1600s, when I think there was some sort of edict in France when they said that you have to be Catholic. If you're not a Catholic, either you convert to Catholicism or you have to move. So, and then Sally's family moved to, I don't know why, to Bath, but they moved to somewhere in Bath and opened up a bakery because they were bakers. So they made these buns. Bun with B-U-N-N, not just one N but two N's. But they were delicious. Can I just, oh my god. So we had these buns. We had soup, obvious, and they have these like with historic recipes. Say historic recipes. I think it is. I think the recipe is something like 1600s. Since 1600, they've been using that same recipe. So, well, it was interesting. I mean, the soup was a vegetable base. I tasted celery and carrots, lots of carrots. There was celery in there, I think. I'm pretty much sure there's butternut squash in there as well. And a few other ingredients. I'm pretty sure they have other stuff as well, but it's vegetarian friendly, so the soup doesn't have any meat or dairy or what's the other word, seafood, etc. So because they can't tell you what ingredients because it's secret. Yeah, it's secret family recipe, so they can't tell you what exactly is in there, but they will tell you that if you have allergies, that try to let them know and stuff. But the bun itself is really lovely, because when you get a soup, we didn't know that you get a quarter of the bun with the soup. So we ordered the soup came out with the bun. Was like, oh, okay, so how are we gonna finish this? But the bun, oh, let me tell you, it was gorgeous. It was fluffy, and it's like a cake. It's almost like a cake. It's like a bread cake, like one of those egg cake, whatever, egg bread. I don't know, I can't even describe it. It's really fluffy and it's lovely. They put quite a lot of butter on it and they toasted it for you, so that was lovely. And then we had separate bun dishes. I ordered a Welsh rarebit, which is just cheese on top of the bun. So it's baked with cheese on it, so it's very cheesy and lovely, let me tell you. And they have this cranberry mustard kind of dip to it, and they had salads as well to go with it. I think we ordered a couple other stuff as well. There's another one with bacon and then chicken. Was it chicken BLT as well? That was really nice as well, because the chicken they use, they're not bland chicken, because you can tell, because working in catering industry for long enough that you kind of realize well, even if you eat quite a lot of different chickens from different chicken places, you can tell that when it's coming a whole chicken that someone has cooked, or is it just chicken breast that they bought like in a huge pack and then it's already blanched, it's already boiled, so it doesn't have the flavor. But the chicken they used was definitely from a whole chicken, or well, it's I'm almost 99% sure it's from the whole chicken, and then they just shredded it and then cooked it, probably just plain boil. It's really nice when you get when you eat a lot of food that's bring a lot of process go through it, that you just forget what it tastes like. So it was really nice that suddenly you get chicken that actually tastes a little bit gamey. So that was really gorgeous. I was really impressed. That was so we had to eat there because it's ancient and it's very rare to get a chance to eat historic food, stuff like that, and also in a very nice setting as well. But also the fact that I'm surprised that it's actually good food. I was like, if it ended up not being great, but at least I had it. So I had food that was passed on from generation to generation since the 1600s, so that's something rare. But I'm surprised that it tasted so good, and it'll be great if I can actually get takeaway buns. I wish they had a separate. I don't want another Sully Learns shop everywhere, like a franchise, but it would be quite nice if they did just buns in a box that I can just take home and eat. Well, they did have that in the small museum shop underneath the basement area of the building, but it wasn't. It's I wanted something close to me, No, but yeah, I was pretty intrigued, definitely, and also I'm super inspired. I went to the Roman bath, and it's so amazing. I would definitely want to go there again and again and again. I love places like that. I love museums, but what I love most about the type of museum is places that actually looks functional. You go to the Roman bath, let me tell you about, we went there, it was really cold. The day before it wasn't so cold, but the day that we went to visit the Roman bath, it suddenly dropped to below 0 Celsius. So we went there and it was steam everywhere because the water temperature was 40 something degree, the natural hot spring. I think it's probably hotter in the source, but by the time they came to the main bath area, it's not so hot. But oh my, there was steam everywhere. It was so magical. It looks like some sort of it just looks like something will come out of you would imagine a Roman setting. You can definitely imagine in your head what it looks like back in the days when everyone wearing togas, walking around, Roman people. And apparently the whole entire place is larger than a football pitch, so that's way massive, and the one they have, it's not as big because they couldn't get enough space. Well, they couldn't get enough space, but they were more underneath the pavement outside the building. So if they want to do that, they have to get enough money to excavate and build another part, which is they protected the bath section, but it wasn't just a bath. It was also a Roman temple, so they worshipped the goddess Sulis Minerva there as well. So they have the whole structure of like forums, temple, etc. So they have the actual bar section, the Roman bar section, and they probably need funding right now that you can donate to them, and they're trying to build up outwards and kind of sort of semi-restore into a education center, etc. Like with the what's the other bit, the temple bit. So it was interesting. It was so cool. Like you go in there, they have loads of displays of items and potteries, and they have these like really cool, like I think they are lead, or is it just like metal sheets, and they write curses on them and they drop them in the bath to pray to the goddess. It was also stupid stuff. Like it wasn't like proper curses. It was more like stuff like, somebody stole my tunic and I will curse who stole my tunic, and I will only lift the curse, and please goddess Minerva, please, and make this person give back my tunic that somebody stole, blah blah blah. And it was just stupid stuff. Then people want to do it, like feel grievance too, like stuff like, I think the most expensive thing that people lost was like 3 silver coins or something, and they write these like curses and they throw it in the I think they have fountains and springs and stuff, so it's almost like a token saying that I feel grievance and I wish the goddess would do something for me, etc. But it was a really good place for people come there for relaxation, and also people go there for healing, because apparently like even for Rome, like people from Rome, it's really rare to get bath this big, and the main bath was pretty huge. I was like a good sized swimming pool. Like if you go to any of the leisure center in your area and that swimming pool, it's pretty much that size, and that size of pool used to be quite not common in Rome. So Romans were like, it's probably only in Rome that you see places this big. And yeah, and for them that was really special because hot waters are expensive. They're definitely very expensive to heat back in the days. So even now, like hot waters are pretty expensive to heat up. And for a place to have several different pool areas, well, I could go on forever. I'm pretty sure this whole video just me going on and on about bath and nothing about the build. But yeah, so what I was gonna say, yeah, I'm so inspired. I definitely would like to build a spa. I have the spa day pack, so I have no excuses really. But it's more like I need to get it really right. I wanted to rebuild the Roman bath, like the Roman bath in Sims 4, but I definitely have to do it right. I need to actually research a lot about how it should have looked like, because Roman had loads of different areas. They have like the cool bath, the hot bit, and the massage bit, the changing room, blah blah blah, etc. The swimming area. It has so many different areas, so I need to get that brought down as well. And I would love to get some of the temple section in the spa as well. So yeah, look forward to that maybe in 2017, that eventually I'll build a Roman bath. But it will not happen anytime soon, I don't think, because it is gonna be quite epic, and I don't see honestly, I don't have the patience for that. Neither do I have the time. I have work and I have exams and stuff. Anyway, I literally talk about nothing about this build or everything about everything else. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know, but yeah, it's a very cool little build that I've done, and I loved using some of the new items. But it's a good idea to know what I have, because I just bought the new expansion pack, City Living. So yeah, it's really pretty nice, I would think. This is very cozy little used up house that's family orientated. I would, if you want to change it, you can you can change the what's it called, electronic TV area, entertainment area into another room if you want. But other than that, that's it. Thank you so much for watching and listen to me rambling. And yeah, maybe I'll see you guys all next time. Bye bye.